All right, moving into UNC Charlotte with Dr. Lisa Walker. Talk to us, Lisa, about Charlotte.
Sure, happy to, always. So UNC Charlotte is located in the city of Charlotte. We are an urban campus, although we used to be fairly suburban, but now we're right in the middle of everything and have a train that comes right to campus, goes straight downtown. We have a wide variety of undergraduate academic programs and as well as graduate programs, both at the master's and PhD level. We have increased our enrollment very dramatically over the last 10 years, actually over probably about the last, well, I can speak to 25 years. We've more than doubled the entire student population in that time. And we have been the #1 destination for transfer students in the UNC system. So we have a very diverse undergraduate population, about 39% Pell Grant, 70% receiving some sort of need-based financial aid. We have a rapidly growing Hispanic population, and we are currently awarding more undergraduate degrees to Hispanic students than any other school in the state. And we are continuing to work on our scholarship and financial support to students, which is a constant challenge. And we have about between 35 and 40% first-generation students as well.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Yeah. So again, I sort of already previewed this one. We are very diverse in terms of many variables. We get lots of transfer students. We also have 40+% of our students from underrepresented racial and ethnic backgrounds. And that number is continuing to increase, and we expect we will be majority minority in the next few years. You can go ahead. Thanks. So our history with Mentor Collective, as I mentioned before, we started this in 2020 during the pandemic. And because I work in University College, we started here with a program just for incoming undeclared students. And we matched them with mentors who had started here in University College, but were now in majors elsewhere at the university. And we tried to match as much as we could based on the interest of the undeclared students in terms of where they thought they might want to go as a major. We had a great success that first year, and the College of Business, which is always eager to jump on success, asked if they could kind of glom onto our program, and we said absolutely, and again matched incoming students in that college with upper division peers. Last year, we added a program for PhD students. This was not just for incoming students, but it was for any students who started during the pandemic, as we were seeing that those students were less well integrated to the campus than previous doctoral students had been.
Yep, wonderful.
So just in terms of the numbers, you can see them here. I won't go through them. We're in the interest of time. So, but we have matched last year. We matched almost 700 mentees in University College across the 3-year period. In 2 years in Bell College of Business, we matched over 300, and then in 1 year, the PhD Collective, we matched nearly 100, and they have been very active in terms of logging conversations and so forth. Again, what the mentors are saying, this I really think one of the things that sometimes gets forgotten in peer mentorship is how valuable it is to the mentors as well as to the mentees, right? We spend a lot of time talking about what the mentees are learning, what they're getting out of it, the resource utilization, the sense of belonging, so forth. But it's really actually a very positive experience for the mentors as well. And we do not pay the mentors. They get no financial support from us in any way. We do send them a nice certificate, and they give them a little badge they can put on their LinkedIn. But by and large, what they find is that it's really just intrinsically very positive experience.
And I will note that all three of these collaborations utilize volunteer mentors as well.
Great.
So
yeah,
let's talk about retention and persistence, the big words in higher education and the impact you've seen. Tell me when you want me to go to the next slides.
Yeah, you can just go ahead and jump in.
Okay, great.
So obviously, like many places, we are concerned about enrollment in general. And in particular, we feel that the retention of current students is both better for students. That is, we want them to stick it out and not spend a year or 2 or 3 and then not end up with a degree. So retention is really a valuable thing for the students, and obviously it's good for the institution in terms of enrollment numbers. What we have found pretty clearly, and you can see here, this is the Belk data from 21 and 22, but in every category of student you can pick in the Belk College of Business, they are retained at a higher rate if they have participated in the mentorship program. So overall, it's a significant effect of more than 5% higher retention rate for those students. So you go ahead to the next one.
Yeah.
In University College, we had a slight overall effect, but it was varied. But what was particularly interested in were the minority students. And so for both African-American and Hispanic students, we saw increased retention among those who were in the mentorship program. And then again, there's the overall number. As like I said, it's a slight increase for when we look at students overall, but then when we pull out the male students, who Dr. Nail earlier said, you know, this is a particular problem in higher ed at A&T, it's also a problem here. We do see for male identified students, the effect of mentorship is even greater.
Thank you. So what lies ahead? We talked about having a number of disparate, not disparate, that has a negative connotation, varying collaborations on campus. Where are we standing right now in terms of a culture of mentorship?
Well, I'm very thrilled because we were able to take the incoming undergraduate student program that we had been doing in University College and College of Business and spread it campus-wide this year. So we have 8 academic colleges participating in this this year. We're already seeing very good response of mentees and mentors signing up for the program. And so we will be running this university-wide for the next several years.
That's really exciting.
It is very exciting.
And, oh, right, university-wide. There you go. We've added it.
Oh, we had a slide and everything. Yeah.
So, and I just want to make a note before we move on to the next piece, is that each of your institutions is very different in terms of who they serve, what's happening on campus, and maybe the focus of why you would bring mentorship to the campus. And yet we're seeing all of this exciting impact from things like increased engagement at A&T, a sense of belonging and resource utilization at Greensboro, an increase in retention at Charlotte. It's just exciting for me as an educator and someone who cares really deeply about this work to see the impact of mentorship and actionable student insights in action at such different institutions.